So, continuing down the road of modern art, this painting called The Goldfish by French artist Henri Matisse is part of the Fauvist movement of art. So, Fauvism basically translates to wild beast, and it is a specific term that's referencing color work and how the artist uses color typically in ways that disregard naturalism. So you're using colors that are typically bright. You might color the sky green and someone's face blue, most of the time to express some kind of emotion or to convey uh, emotion in the viewer to make him or her feel something. And so that's definitely the era of this piece, The Goldfish, is Favism. So Matisse, why are you painting goldfish? And in fact, he painted it a number of times. It probably stems mostly from the visit to Morocco, where he saw people sitting around just really gazing into fish bowls for hours upon end. And so in the image on this slide, you can see that the people sitting around with these really beautiful glass bowls and goldfish. And goldfish have been traditionally a symbol of good luck, good fortune, typically in marriage for a long time because of their um, reflective and um, kind of sparkly scales. And so this became a symbol of luck, but also then used for meditation and just a peaceful, kind of relaxing moment. And so I think Matisse sought that out in his own life. And in fact, he doesn't paint this while he's in Morocco. He paints it when he's back in France, just after he moved away from Paris. And we've talked about in the pieces in the past that Paris had been going through a transition of industrialization. It's getting busier, crowded, yet isolating. So artists like Gauguin have moved to Tahiti. Artists like Matisse here moved to a different part of France. It's a bit more quiet. And that's when he paints the goldfish piece. And I believe he's seeking paradise, tranquility, use it as a moment of mindfulness. And then the viewer can also use the viewing of the painting as an act of peace, comfort, and mindfulness. And I definitely think he is being inspired to through the Islamic faith, which finds meditation and peace, tranquility, and also paradise within nature. So that is also kind of connected within this piece, The Goldfish, and his experience in Morocco. But we'll get into Islam and the meaning behind nature and how they use nature in some of their architectural pieces when we get to that unit. The other thing about Matisse in terms of context is that when he got ill at the end of his life and he was kind of confined to a wheelchair, he changed from painting and worked on paper cuts. And I will show you an image of those at the end. But these two paintings here, I think both are of his wife, are great examples of Fauvist works in addition to our piece, The Goldfish. Again, using color in unexpected ways. In fact, the painting on the left is often referred to as the green stripe because of that great stripe of green down her forehead through her nose. So again, and on the right too, her face is green and red and yellow and blue, so many different colors that clearly aren't indicative of a natural looking face. So color to express oneself and to make the artist or make the viewer feel something else as well. So content-wise with our painting, The Goldfish, the Matisse is often known for using complementary colors. Complementary colors are opposite each other on the color wheel. They tend to look the brightest, the most vivid. They bring out the best in one another when they're in an image together. So in this particular image, we're primarily focused on like reds and greens. Those are opposite, and so they are complementary, and they definitely look the most vivid in this image. And so he kind of chooses different shades of greens and reds to really enhance the color scheme. I definitely see elements of the acronym that we've used for Impressionism of CFID here. So I would say there's definitely Japanese print influence. It is cropped. The chair on the lower right is cut off. You barely see any of it. It's flat. I can't tell where a floor ends and the wall begins. It is an intimate, private moment of you looking at the goldfish, and it is absolutely decorative with what I imagine to be, or what looks like wallpaper in the back with the pink and the green, or it could be just a continuation of plants, which again refers to paradise, mindfulness, peace, tranquility. The other thing I would definitely address in content here is perspective. Uh, Absolutely not realistic. If you look at the goldfish bowl, or the cylinder really, you can see on one view, you see the front, and you see the eyes, the mouths, the complete goldfish with detail. But at the same time, I can see down through the top of it, and I just see the tops of the goldfish in a much more obscured way. The table looks like it's tilted. So really, the goldfish cylinder should be sliding off that table right there. So should the plants. So our perspective is, again, going along with the modern artist's sense of abstraction and flattening out of our images. Matisse definitely falls in that category. I would say he's influenced a lot by Cezanne's multiple viewpoints at one time. I could link him back again to Japanese woodblock prints, to beautiful color work to express oneself, like a Van Gogh, and also going back to Manet, where you begin to flatten out the space and embrace that quality of painting where it's, we're trying to create the illusion of three-dimensionality. That's what the Renaissance artists used to do. So Manet is like, why are we doing this? Let's just go forward with the flatness, embrace that. And I definitely think you see that here with Matisse as well. So here are some the goldfish images I thought you might like to see. I love them all. I really actually enjoy Matisse quite a bit. But all of these were painted during that period. And I think he painted about 9 different paintings, perhaps more, of these goldfish. And then this is an example of some of his paper cuts, or one of his paper cut images, very construction paper based or tissue paper, cut in these very organic shapes. And it's something that College Board could ask you on the multiple choice question about. Not only is he a painter, but he also did these paper cuts. And I think that is it for the images I wanted to show you. I could show you a ton of Matisse. They're just so amazing. But for formal quality and function here, personal expression, the emotion behind it. I think him seeking out peace, tranquility in his own life. I definitely think that would be a great use of our function here. And then formal quality, definitely color with the Fauvist work. Bright, bold, intense, beautiful and bright complementary colors together, colors in unexpected ways to get your attention and to make you feel. That's what a Fauvist does. So I absolutely would do that. You could also do space, where the art piece is incredibly two-dimensional, intentionally two-dimensional, again, to celebrate and not hide from the fact that painting is a 2D technique. So again, that's the Goldfish by our French artist, Henri Matisse.